how's it going, YouTube? This is Aaron again with American Interviews. Today we are out here at the Arcata Plaza for the Kinetic Sculpture Race. Now it is called the Kinetic Grand Championship. I like the sculpture race better. But today we are out here not for the race. We are out here to ask people, Biden's cancer, did he have it the whole time? We're going to find out.
Yes, he did.
What do you think? He had it the whole time?
Oh, yeah.
You want to do an interview real quick?
Are you out of your mind?
Oh, no, I'm in my right mind right now.
Yeah.
You want to do an interview real quick?
This guy was six years ago.
Tell us about it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Anybody that's in government their whole life, they don't know how to be accountable.
That's true.
It's deep pocket. It's the taxpayers' money. You got to be a businessman to understand money.
Right.
Our government is full of money. Look what Elon Musk found. It's true.
Yeah.
Don't try to say it isn't. They found $500 billion.
Yeah.
Waste, fraud, abuse. Well, Trump, he's a businessman. He's getting rid of that crap.
So you think Biden had cancer the whole time?
Well, I don't know about cancer, but they're saying that prostate is an easy test.
Right.
I think cognitive. Something was wrong with his
Right.
brain.
Do you think that all presidents should have all of their medical records released, cognitive and physical?
Well, if they act like it, sure. Yeah, why not, huh?
Yeah.
You know, Trump did cognitive. He got like 100%.
Yeah.
But hey, let's face it. Trump's a businessman. Our country's business.
Yeah.
You wait till these tariffs get over and find out how much money our country's bringing in.
Yeah.
It's all about business all around the world.
Yeah. You're not worried at all that the tariffs could complicate things with the on-ramp that we kind of need to make manufacturing happen, and you don't think that there's going to be like a lull, a period where there's going to be economic hardship for people, or do you think that that's just kind of part of the cake that we're making?
It's all going to take over itself. It's going to be within this year. You wait and see. Hey, princess, I love you. Hey, I know this girl. By the way, yeah, it'll all get taken care of. It's already being ironed out.
Yeah.
Just do it, man. Why should we let people take advantage of us?
Right.
And it's like these campuses. You come over here on a visa and cause trouble, you're out of here. Hey, bro.
Well, I appreciate your opinion. Thank you.
Digital detox is here.
Cool.
Got your snippet. You're in public, by the way. Yeah, I don't need consent. Right. So we don't need consent to film. You can film anything in public. That's the law. You don't have my consent to film. Hello, I spy an inconsiderate person standing in my face.
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
I think you may be magical.
I hadn't thought of the question. I mean, it hadn't. I didn't know people are asking that question. Actually,
Well, the question is because it's metastasized to his bone,
Yeah.
and it's stage 4.
Yeah.
So that just doesn't occur over a couple weeks.
it doesn't. But so I have a personal connection. I have a brother 5 years older than me.
Why don't we come in frame here?
All right.
Get
all
the
right,
conversation.
All right. So I'll be 63
Wow.
in like.
You look good. You great.
Thank you. In a couple weeks, June 12th. My brother's 5 years older than me. He was about to retire from his job, which he essentially did. But so back in around Thanksgiving, 6 months ago or something, he came to visit, and he was actually thinking of maybe moving up here. He lives in Santa Rosa area. He ended up having some really bad pain one night, and we ended up going to the emergency. He had an MRI. Anyway, turns out he has prostate cancer.
Yeah.
Advanced prostate cancer,
Okay.
stage 4. It's metastasized to his bones, a number of places, like, I don't know, half dozen places in his bones,
Right.
and to his lymph system.
Yeah, so it snuck up on him.
He had no idea.
Okay.
He was having a little bit of, he was having some urination issues, which is not uncommon for
Right,
men as you get older. I mean, pretty much, my understanding is that almost all, well, I think I say 90%, I don't know what the statistic, but most men end up with prostate cancer before they die.
right.
But it's such a slow-growing cancer for most men.
It's the most common cancer.
Yeah, and most men die of something else. They just and prostate cancer was never really an issue, but for some men, it comes much earlier, or more aggressively, and so it's. And I mean, you would. He had his PSA checked, but not until I don't think he had it checked until he was he was symptomatic, and it was like very high, and then they did then it was like. Okay, yeah, and they checked his prostate, which, just physically. So, I think for a man to end up with advanced prostate cancer and not know it, I mean that's just what happened to my brother.
It's not uncommon.
Not uncommon. Now, this guy has been the president of the United States,
Makes it a different story.
It is a very different story, and you would think that somebody in that position. There would be more, like, people would be, that person and their entourage would be paying close attention to things. But, so anyway, it's an interesting question. I don't know. I mean, certainly the whole discussion about, and I haven't read much or know much about this either, but about Biden and him not, him failing with his sort of mental faculties and keeping that, under wraps and so forth.
And that's the big question people are having is that, was this known about? This has, they were saying that this could affect motor function, which he was falling down the stairs a lot. And people were saying that in his cabinet that if he fell one more time, they were going to put him in a wheelchair. There were talks of him being in a wheelchair. That's why he was always accompanied from Air Force One to other places. Like, people were walking by him to make sure he wasn't going to fall and these types of things. Yeah. And I think the argument, mostly from the right, is that the American people have the right to know about these types of things, especially if it's the sitting president. Yeah. I mean, of course, it's likely that people are going to develop diseases and health complications in their later age. Yeah. But the problem lies in that we had no idea that this was going on, and it was announced after he got out of office.
Right. Yeah, I get that. I mean, I don't know. I see your. I don't know who you're with and what your agenda is or what have you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what you're doing with this, but I hear you. And that's a legitimate question and concern. I mean, I'm in terms of supporting. For me, I've been a Democrat. I'm actually probably more liberal in my views than where the Democratic Party, the mainstream falls. But I also feel like the farther left, that although I might agree with where anyway, there's a whole spectrum there. I kind of think we need to come more to the middle in terms of being able to wow, that's a big pup. In terms of, I mean, right now, it seems like right now half the nation is on one side and half the nation on another side, and we're at, it's like it's dysfunctional.
Right.
And I think we have to find more common ground, but I mean, when I look at the Trump administration and how they operate and what they're about, I can't support that in any way, shape, or form. Honestly, I'm really disgusted with. I mean, I just feel like Trump, who he is and what he embodies as a leader, I think is disgusting. I don't think. I mean, I just can't. So I mean, I agree with what the question, and I agree with that. That's an issue if that information was held back, but if that starts to be used to say, well, then we should if that's just being used by the Trump administration, we should support Trump. I'm like, no, that's not. Those are two completely different things.
Right.
Yeah.
Completely.
So.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your opinion. Thank you so much for stopping to talk to me.
All right.
Yeah.
What's your name?
My name's Aaron Green.
Aaron.
I run a show called American Interviews. I go out and ask more contentious questions, and I try. If a right-wing person came up, I would have pushed back from the left-wing perspective.
Okay.
So I always try to push back
Yeah.
on people's point of view to dig deeper into their psychology, and so that way people don't get just surface-level answers. You know what I mean? That's my goal.
Cool.
And you mentioned that you think people are pitted against each other, right and left. I think more closely, people are closer center left and center right, the majority of people, and then there's just the extreme voices on the outside who get amplified the most because it's the most, you know, like that's the most interesting thing to click on.
Right.
You know, so these extreme voices on the outsides, they're outliers, I think, but they get amplified the most. And I think most people are here somewhere in the middle, just slightly center right, center left.
When you say they get amplified, do you think, I mean, to me, our culture and what people gravitate to and what people, in terms of entertainment and and news, right? It's about what's most sensational.
Right.
That's
if it
what
leads, it leads.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that's what we hear. That's the
right.
But I think you're right.
That's what gets sensationalized. But most people are. We can agree on 80-90% of stuff.
Right.
And
can we just let go of some of the stuff on the edges and work together to be a more functioning society and be more successful? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I hear you.
All right.
Cool.
Good talking to you.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah, thank you.
A few moments later.
Not only are you got to stick on the button, you got a hedge riding license.
Oh, look at that.
You are a licensed hedge rider.
I'm a hedge rider. Look at that.
Look
at that, folks. I'm a hedge rider.
Can you wear a button?
I'll wear a button.
Really?
Sure.
Nice. You're a hedge rider. Awesome. Here, I'll put this one in your pocket.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you're welcome. What was your name again?
Aaron.
Aaron. All right.
Aaron Green.
Aaron Green.
Yeah,
right.
nice to meet you.
Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
All right, have a good day.
Yeah. Got an opinion on that?
I don't know. Are you streaming?
No, I'm not streaming. Just recording.
Oh, all right.
I post to YouTube.
Half.
Oh, this is, they just gave me a hint. So
Are they bribing you?
Yeah, they're bribing me. All right, so today,
What's your YouTube?
American Interviews.
American Interviews. Okay.
Yeah. So today we're asking the question about Biden's cancer. Do you think he had it the whole time, or do you think that maybe they're telling the truth that they just discovered he had it this last Friday?
I wish I could say with confidence that, like, of course they were, telling the truth. If the president had cancer, they'd let you know. But, given everything else that was, like, kind of covered under the, swept under the rug. Yeah. Probably not. But, old guys get prostate cancer, so, like, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, it's not uncommon, that's for sure.
I'd worry more about his apparent cognitive impairment than, his prostate problems. Like, old guy's got prostate problems. But
wouldn't that have a factor to play in his cognitive issues? Any kind of treatment that's happening? Any kind of motor function failing that's due to cancer? These types of things?
that's a good question, and I don't know. I don't know what like the treatment involved would do to you, but just getting old, getting in your 80s. I got relatives in their 80s, and it's not easy. So I don't know. We should probably just elect younger people to serve in office.
Do you think that there should be an age limit at the high end as well as the low end, as there already is?
I would not put that in the Constitution. That'd be but I think that's a fair judgment for voters to make.
Right.
They're too old. That's okay.
Yeah.
Find someone younger and with the energy to do a hard job.
Right. Yeah, and maybe now in the future, voters will think second thoughts about voting in an older man.
I would think so. Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate your opinion. Thank you. Thanks for stopping to talk to me.
Have fun.
Thank you.
I hope you get good bribes.
Got an opinion on that?
Oh boy, that's like the biggest question in my life.
From said dimension.
You want to talk about that?
Hi.
How's it going?
Can I take a picture of you?
Do you want to do an interview?
No. But is that like for real?
What would be fake? What would be a fake interview?
That's a great question. I gotta go.
Okay. She goes, "Is that a real interview?" I'm like, what would be a fake interview? Maybe we just stand there and look at each other. No talking. I don't know. America. America cares. Yeah, they do. We're getting the looks, we're getting the smirks from the lady in the red vest. The smirks from the lady in the red vest. And she's running, she's running.
It looks so lonely there.
Just waiting.
Yeah, that's not really the topic I would want to talk about. So, I mean, I don't think it really matters at this point. You know, I'd like to talk more about what's happening in Gaza.
Yeah, this is important as well.
Yeah. Biden
And it's the biggest news of the week, so.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's happening there?
Right here.
Oh, this.
It's the biggest news of the week. Well, you can roll your eyes if you want, but it matters to the American people. It does matter to the American people.
I think what happens in Gaza is more important than what's been Biden.
You may think that, but that doesn't negate that this is important.
Okay.
Okay. Good talk. Getting the smirks. I love the smirks from the blue jacket. Blue jacket smirks. Afraid to look. He's embarrassed now. That's okay. He's embarrassed. Tried to embarrass me, but now he's embarrassed.
Him into taking down by Max Fosh. Could be the first booking of the game.
Wowzers, trousers.
Yellow card.
The Uno reverse.
He's Uno reversed it. That's a first.
I love the little smirks and laughs I get. It's the best. People are just embarrassed to come out and do things like this. People would be so embarrassed to stand in front of a camera. People don't have the willpower or strength to do this type of stuff. You're good. Did you want to do an interview? It'd be cool to have an interview with a Spartan. Sure. Someone from the Republic.
I'm on TV right now.
Yeah.
Fine.
All right. So Biden's cancer. Do you think that Biden had cancer the whole administration, or do you think that they just found out like they said they did?
I don't believe anything.
Nothing.
Nothing.
I don't believe in it. I don't take anything at face value.
From mainstream media, right?
Definitely mainstream media, but anyone I don't have personal experiences with.
Oh, okay.
And I can have like a level of connection or rapport. I am suspect until proven otherwise.
Right. That's so you're a skeptic.
I'm a skeptic, but I still trust people.
Yeah.
I'm an optimist skeptic.
But you have to have rapport.
Yeah, but all it really is like a common thread, like of some sort. And even then, I feel like sometimes people pretend to have a common thread, mainly mainstream media, and it's just manipulated. And I think that infiltrates people's minds sometimes. Yeah. And then you just have to like be optimistically skeptic.
Right. I think that's healthy.
Yeah.
Especially in today's age.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Would you be more likely to trust a mainstream media journalist or an independent journalist?
Definitely an independent journalist, because I feel like there's probably more of a likely chance that there's like rapport somewhere, and there's no like there's less likely of a chance of manipulation, because independent media, I feel like, does it for like because they care rather than they do it for like vacations and fancy things that are of excess. Status is, you can get status with respect and being nice.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Well, I appreciate your opinion, man.
Yes.
Good luck in today's race. Yeah. Hope you guys win.
Yeah. Or what is it? Yeah, just like
Dolly Parthenon.
No, it's Dolly Spartan. But just for like, be nice. Be nice. But is it better to be nice or to be kind? I don't know. That's up to you.
Yeah. Both. Both are important.
Are you the one with the sign?
Yeah. Doing interviews.
Logic.
Do you want to tell the people?
want me to tell you?
No, I'm not going to listen if you're not going to tell the people.
Rapidly.
That's all right. If you don't want to do the show, that's fine. I'm not going to waste time talking because I'm trying to do interviews. So if you want to do an interview, we can do that, but I'm not going to listen to you talk
Did I
without...
recommend you go to medical school so you know what you're talking about?
I'm a journalist, lady, not a
I'm a
doctor. Cool. I'm not a doctor. I'm a journalist. Asking today people's opinion on Biden's cancer. Do you think he had it the whole time, or do you think that they just found out about it like they announced last Friday?
I don't mind. I don't think so. I mean, it might have been around, and they just didn't know about it.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
Do you think that presidents should be having full routine health checks, cognitive and physical, and that those should be released to the public?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you think that this was a misstep in the Biden administration for not checking for these types of things?
Well, no. I mean, not really. I mean, he did some good things. He didn't do everything perfect, though. Like, it's a human being, but...
Right, but I'm not talking about his actions in the administration. I'm talking about the specific choice to not test him for these types of diseases and then not let the American people know. And if they did know, why wouldn't they have let the American people know?
I think maybe there might be some reasons why they wouldn't let American people know, because maybe it would cause a stir or some kind of reaction.
Right. But don't you think that that's what would be needed? If the American people knew that their president's cognitive functioning was slipping and that his physical abilities were slipping, it's leaked that he was napping during debate preps. He needed help to walk from Air Force One out of the plane. He needed help walking down the hallway.
I can see that. I mean, probably we should have had more reviews and taken better care to keep an eye on the health and condition of the president. But we should do the same with the current president right now, which is he is not fully sane, really.
You don't think so?
I don't think he is.
What can you point to that would make you say that?
A lot of his statements, his tariffs, everything. It's like it's just gone off the rocker, basically. You know, no president ever done anything like what Trump did. So we really do need to take better care and protection that the president that we elect, who is the standing president, is actually capable of doing their job.
Right. Yeah.
In a sane manner, too.
Yeah. And I think it would be important that the American people ask for full transparency on the health conditions of the president as well.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your opinion. Thanks for talking to me, man. So today we're asking the question about Biden's cancer. Did he have it the whole time?
So Biden and his cancer, huh? Well, prostate cancer takes a really long time to gestate and grow. So for him to be in stage 4 and for his organs to be now compromised, he's had to have had it for multiple years.
Yeah, Gleason score of 9, metastasized to the bone.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's bad. Yeah.
Actually, I just finished breast cancer this last year, so
well, congratulations.
Thank you, and I beat it.
Beating that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, thank you. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too. I appreciate your opinion.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. All right, so today we're out here at the Kinetic Sculpture Race asking people the question, Biden's cancer, do you think he had it the whole time, or do you think that they just found out like last Friday as they announced?
I think they found out probably a few months ago, personally. Yeah. I think they've known for a while. I mean, there's a lot of evidence that he wasn't even signing anything.
Right, the auto pen issue.
Auto pen. So and they haven't been truthful the entire time, in my opinion.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. And there were leaks coming out saying that he was napping during debate preps and that they were going to put him in a wheelchair if he fell again. And that's why he was accompanied from Air Force One every time there was people surrounding him because they were afraid he was going to fall, things like that. Do you have an opinion on those leaks?
I don't know too much about that, but I just, my gut instinct tells me he wasn't fit for quite a while.
Right.
In my opinion.
Right.
So.
Do you think that we should have full transparency on medical records, cognitive and physical, for all presidents moving forward?
Absolutely. Especially before they even enter office, I think. You know.
Right.
They should have like a level that they're checked in on and just observed during the time.
Right. You should have to qualify at a certain level of health.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all of our lives involved in that one person.
Right.
So.
Right. I'm going to ask you one last question. I've had a lot of people pass by and say, "Who cares?"
Oh.
Do you think that that's valid? Do you think the American people care about this? Do you think that the American people should know about things like this?
Absolutely, they should know and they should care. I mean, this is our country. If we take a personal responsibility and action in this whole thing, I mean, we'll all be better.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I appreciate your opinion, sir.
Right on.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
All right. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Maybe visit the merch store, americaninterviews.org. Pick up a T-shirt, maybe a mug. Your help. We're not sponsored, so you guys buying T-shirts and helping us out is the only way we can do this. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for watching.